1968 wasn't just a year of protests, moonshots, and flower power. It was a year when the radio went completely off the rails. One-hit wonders were everywhere, weird, wonderful, and often forgotten. Some were psychedelic freakouts, some were instrumental smashes, and some just made you say, wait, this was a hit? Today, we're counting down 10 unforgettable one-hit wonders from 1968. The songs that burned bright, climbed the charts, and then vanished. Number 10, MacArthur Park, Richard Harris.
Spring was never waiting for us, girl.
This might be the most dramatic one-hit wonder of all time. A 7-minute orchestral saga about love, loss, and a cake left out in the rain. Written by Jimmy Webb and sung, or rather performed, by actor Richard Harris, MacArthur Park was never meant to be subtle. It's long, over-the-top, and packed with metaphors so bizarre they've inspired parody and praise in equal measure.
This park is melting in the dark, all the sweet green ice.
The sweeping strings, tempo changes, and poetic chaos somehow worked, pushing the song all the way to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. Harris wasn't a trained singer, but that only added to the theatrical flair. He didn't just sing, he declared. Despite its cult legacy and countless covers, including a disco version by Donna Summer, Harris never landed another big hit. But with MacArthur Park, he left behind a glorious, unforgettable mess. One-hit wonder? Absolutely. But what a hit it was. Number 9, The Horse, Cliff Nobles and Co. You've probably heard this one, even if you've never heard of Cliff Nobles. The Horse is a funky, horn-driven instrumental that somehow galloped all the way to number 2 on the Billboard charts in 1968. Here's the twist. Cliff Nobles doesn't actually perform on it. He was the vocalist for the A-side, Love Is All Right, but DJs flipped the record and played the instrumental B-side instead. That track, The Horse, took off without vocals, without Cliff, becoming a marching band and sports arena staple for decades. It's tight, it's punchy, it's pure groove, and it became a fluke hit no one saw coming. Despite its massive success, neither Cliff Nobles nor his band repeated the magic. One accidental hit. No lyrics, no follow-up, just brass, bounce, and a wild ride straight into one-hit wonder history. Number 8, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, Iron Butterfly.
Don't you know that I'm loving you?
It wasn't just a song, it was a psychedelic odyssey. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida clocked in at over 17 minutes on the album version, filled with fuzzed-out guitars, swirling organ solos, and a legendary drum break that teenagers tried and failed to air drum for decades. The title? A slurred version of In the Garden of Eden, misheard and immortalized forever. Released in 1968, the single edit still managed to crack the Billboard Top 40. A minor miracle considering how weird, heavy, and indulgent the song was for mainstream radio. Iron Butterfly never landed another big hit, but this one track became a cornerstone of early heavy rock. It was dark, hypnotic, and perfect for the lava lamp generation. Whether you love it, laugh at it, or get lost in it, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida is one of those rare songs that turned a whole side of a vinyl record into a cultural moment. One hit, 17 minutes, eternal. Number 7, Nobody But Me, The Human Beinz. Just 3 words. No, 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 shouted 31 times. That alone makes Nobody But Me unforgettable. This gritty garage rock anthem exploded in 1968, driven by raw vocals, fuzzed-out guitars, and a rebellious attitude that felt tailor-made for teenage bedrooms and AM radio alike. Originally a cover of a 1962 Isley Brothers tune, The Human Beinz gave it a frantic new life. Faster, looser, and way more fun. It climbed all the way to number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100, but after that, silence. Follow-up singles fizzled, the band broke up, and just like that, their time in the spotlight ended. Still, Nobody But Me never really went away. It's lived on in commercials, movie soundtracks, and even a Tarantino flick. It's short, loud, and impossible not to shout along with. One chaotic hit, one unforgettable chorus. The human Beinz said no to pop longevity, but yes to garage rock immortality. Number 6, Angel of the Morning, Merrilee Rush and the Turnabouts.
Just call me Angel of the Morning, Angel.
Before Juice Newton made it a hit in the 80s, Angel of the Morning soared up the charts in 1968 thanks to Merrilee Rush, and it was heartbreak in slow motion. Backed by lush strings and a haunting vocal delivery, Rush's version peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song walks a delicate line, vulnerable yet bold, romantic yet resigned. It was a soft pop ballad with real emotional weight, and it captured the late 60s mood of longing and liberation all at once. But here's the thing, Merrilee never scored another major hit. Her voice felt timeless, but the spotlight faded fast. Still, Angel of the Morning endured, covered, sampled, and revived for generations. And even though Merrilee Rush quietly exited the pop world, she left behind a ballad that still tugs at heartstrings more than 50 years later. One hit, pure emotion, forever remembered.
Just call me Angel of the Morning, Angel.
Number 5, Classical Gas, Mason Williams. No vocals, no lyrics, just one man and a guitar, and somehow it became a massive hit. Released in 1968, Classical Gas was a lightning bolt of technical skill and pop appeal. Written and performed by Mason Williams, a comedy writer for the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, the instrumental soared to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, an almost unheard of feat for a guitar solo track. Blending classical structure with a fast-paced folk rock rhythm, it felt brainy but accessible. A track you could air conduct and air guitar to. Williams later joked that he never expected the song to blow up, and though he composed more music and wrote for TV, he never cracked the charts again. Still, Classical Gas became a staple for aspiring guitarists and late-night radio alike. One dazzling burst of brilliance, one runaway hit, and proof that sometimes, all you need is 6 strings and perfect timing. Number 4, Grazing in the Grass, Hugh, Masekela. It's sunny, it's smooth, and it might just be the happiest horn line ever recorded. Released in 1968, Grazing in the Grass was a surprise instrumental hit from Hugh Masekela, a South African jazz trumpeter and anti-apartheid activist. With its breezy rhythm and vibrant brass melody, the track soared to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, a rare feat for a jazz-influenced instrumental during the rock-dominated era. Masekela's playing was effortless but infectious, bright, joyful, and distinctly his own. The song felt like a summer afternoon, frozen in sound. Though Masekela continued a prolific career internationally, especially in jazz and world music circles, he never returned to the US pop charts with the same impact. Grazing in the Grass remains a classic, sampled, covered, and instantly recognizable from the first few notes. It one golden moment on American radio, one hit, and a whole legacy behind it. Number 3, Reach Out of the Darkness, Friend and Lover. You've heard the line, I think it's so groovy now, that people are finally getting together. Released in 1968, Reach Out of the Darkness by Friend and Lover was pure flower power in song form. It mixed pop, protest, and peace into one catchy anthem, the kind of tune that felt right at home at both a love-in and a rally. The husband and wife duo Jim and Kathy Post weren't household names, but for a brief moment, their voices echoed across a divided America. The song hit number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. Not bad for a group with no major label push and no follow-up success.
So groovy now that people are finally getting together. Think it's wonderful and
It's dated, it's earnest, it's unmistakably 1968. And that's exactly why it still matters. Friend and Lover never scored another hit, but Reach Out of the Darkness remains a time capsule of the summer of love's final days. One anthem, one moment, one hit wonder perfection. Number 2, Fire, The Crazy World of Arthur Brown.
You fought hard and you saved and earned, but all of it's gone to burn.
Before Alice Cooper, before Kiss, before Marilyn Manson, there was Arthur Brown, setting his head on fire and screaming, "I am the god of hellfire." Released in 1968, Fire was a psychedelic shock to the system. Opened with that unforgettable declaration, then launched into a theatrical, organ-drenched march straight out of a lava lamp nightmare. It burned up the charts, reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 in the UK. Arthur Brown didn't look or sound like anyone else. He painted his face, wore capes, and brought fire, literally, to the stage. But after this flaming debut, the band fizzled. No second hit, no radio-friendly follow-up. Just cult status and influence on generations of shock rockers. Fire was wild, weird, and unforgettable. The musical equivalent of watching a preacher lose his mind in space. One hit, total chaos, instant legend. Number 1, Judy in Disguise with glasses, John Fred, and his Playboy band.
Keep wearing your bracelets and your new round.
It sounded like the Beatles, but weirder. That's because Judy in Disguise was literally a parody of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Released in late 1967 and peaking at number 1 in early 1968, this psychedelic pop oddity by John Fred and his Playboy band was all brass blasts, trippy lyrics, and southern charm. Fred's deep Louisiana drawl cut through the nonsense like a wink. He knew this was tongue-in-cheek, and listeners loved it.
What you aiming for? A second of a hurricane.
It was colorful, catchy, and totally confusing, in the best way. But after hitting the top of the charts, John Fred and his crew never repeated the magic. Their playful jab at psychedelia accidentally became a massive hit, and also their final big moment. Still, Judy in Disguise remains a glorious reminder of how even a joke can top the charts if it's weird and catchy enough. When parody one chart topper, one unforgettable disguise. 1968 wasn't just a year of revolution. It was a year of musical accidents, experiments, and one-shot wonders that somehow found their way to the top. From psychedelic sermons to sax-driven sunshine, these artists lit up the charts once and vanished just as fast. But each track left a mark. Strange, bold, unforgettable. Which 1968 one-hit wonder did we miss? Drop it in the comments. We're building the ultimate time capsule. And if you love the deep cuts, the lost gems, and the stories behind the sound, hit subscribe. There's so much more where this came from.